Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horror-thon.
Ha 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 ha! Yes! It is time yet again to light that barbecue. I can smell the human ashes. I mean, the ashes of the charcoal. It is time to light it in epic fashion tonight and kick them tires, because we are talking about, and this is the craziest fucking thing, and we're going to talk about this a little bit, is the fact that two films in 1989, two amazing fucking films, come out the same year. Both have to do with serial killers and electroshock therapy. Coinkydink? I don't know. But we are here to talk about two excellent films. One by the great Wes Craven, known as Shocker. That's right. Epic fucking film. And yes, the gentleman in the chair goes on to be one of the big TV stars on one of those crime shows. I can't remember which one. I think it was like CSI or something like that. He was a mainstay for the longest time.
And the X-Files.
That's where the X-Files.
He played the character Skinner.
He was Skinner. What a great name too, seeing as we share the same haircut. And its counterpart, which many of you don't know this, but it is the unofficial House Part 3, known as The Horror Show, with one of my favorite all-time bad guys. He was in Tango and Cash. He showed up in some of the craziest films, but always brought the pain. Now, in this case, the Cleaver, alongside the unbelievable huge legend himself, Lance Henriksen. But before we get into all this business, I'm not sure, kind of looking at it at the moment, doesn't exactly look like we are showing that we are live. Oh, nope. We're on Black Flame Entertainment's Facebook page. Hello. Thank goodness. There's only one other place to check real quick just to make sure. And if it's not there, and it's not there that I can see, no, we are not live on Reaper's Underground Facebook. It shows that we are. It shows that the event is there, but I'm going to have to upload it afterwards. Again, this is what you get, Facebook. I'm going to haunt your dreams until the ends of time. And I'm going to put more nuts over an open fire.
I've got all the time in the world.
That's right. And what horrors we have in store for you. So if you are on Facebook, somebody tell your brother, your sister, your mama. I don't give a shit. It is live on Black Flame Entertainment's Facebook right now. If you want to catch it on Facebook, if you want to catch it on YouTube, obviously, you know what to do. Get on over to YouTube and join the comment section, because there is so much history and just overall awesomeness to discuss about these two films. And as I was saying, you can't have a barbecue without the horror-struck hot sauce. Hotter than hell. Check it out. your meat to just literally sizzle and scream coming off that sweet, sweet barbecue pit. You're going to want to make sure that it's horrified by some of the great, great flavors that our brother over at HorrorStruckHotSauce.com has right now. And I believe he's got a new tasty treat for this holiday season. And I am talking about Halloween. So get on over there and don't forget to pick up some of that great creature feature beef jerky. All right. Man, something just amazing about 1989. One of my favorite years, to be perfectly honest, it was my 8th grade year. I was, in middle reaperhood at that point.
Yeah, that's where they're teaching you how to use your scythe right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
how
I
to
thought.
sharpen it, how to make sure you don't
maintain it. Yeah,
your head
yeah,
off, that kind of thing.
Right. I flunked out of that, but I've heard about it a lot.
And Ozzy's No Rest for the Wicked had just come out.
Of course.
Which
Man.
Miracle Man, I mean, fucking amazeballs, right?
That's
Just an incredible fucking album. And we were on the precipice of a new decade. It was the end of the 80s, and in the horror biz, such as we know, we were in our mausoleums and crypts going, what's next? But then we get hit right in the rib cage with these 2 monolithic fucking films. Fucking amazing. Now, mind you, the cinematography is suddenly much clearer. So it was kind of like a taste of what was to come as far as how horror films look. It wasn't as quite as grainy,
starting to come into the 90s, especially with the special effects and digital effects coming into play now a lot more than they were able to do in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the 80s stuff, they were creating the stuff to make it to where in the 90s they were able to do that. It's like they were you had to keep platforming it, and the filmmakers can only do what technology is able to safely do at the time.
Oh, yeah.
With a lot of films, but you got to see that evolution from the 80s slasher, not even just slasher, because they'd have the haunted house stories, the possessions. I mean, they went through the whole gambit from Universal down the line. And from Universal, they kept amping up what they were going to do in the films. And that's it kind of seems like that's how this happened with these 2.
Well, I mean, it's technology.
Like converging ideas without ripping each other off.
Right.
But it's like you came to the same, you came to that same idea. Just could be like, hey, it'd be cool. It's sitting over that ghoul fire, just sitting there, coming up with ideas, drinking down a cold soul, It's like,
yeah, without a doubt. The camcorder was suddenly like this super important thing. Every household across the nation was getting into, I want to make home movies, and how can we make them cooler? And then suddenly you start seeing a little flat screen that can come out of the side of the camera that you never had before. So technology was booming at this time, and these 2 films literally leap off the screen. And we kind of move away from your typical slasher thing with these 2. We're focusing on 2 actual serial killers, because what do we know about film at this time? You have the buddy cop, funny cop dramas that are just eating it up. You got Beverly Hills Cop, you got Tango and Cash, and many other buddy
all
cop.
these, yeah, exactly.
So here they go with this particular tawdry piece of carnage known as the horror show. Now, funny enough, you don't see anywhere on this poster that it is House Part 3. But yet
Exactly.
it is a third installment of the House series. And we fucking laughed at those.
Well, no, well, it
This
is. I mean,
far
that's
supersedes
well, that's the thing.
the previous two.
Exactly, because I looked into this. Okay, and for our U.S. viewers, it's the horror show. It's its own thing.
Yep,
When they distribute it overseas, it's House 3, Part 3.
I knew it. I
So
knew
it's
that was
not-
the reason.
It was not written as the house as a follow up to the House series of films.
There's no
They
way
wanted-
in fuck
Well,
that
they-
this could have been.
well, exactly, because it's a lot more hardcore.
Oh,
It-
on
you know what I
every
mean?
level imaginable.
Well, I'm being subtle at first, but it's like exactly. It's like because like the last and Morty will admit this. I have no problem.
Absolutely.
The second House movie has a scene in it that literally makes me cry
Aw.
because it's sweet.
Oh,
It's just with the grandpa character, and then that gets me every time. But I love
it's
how
in the
crazy
undead
that one
feels a
was.
little bit.
Yeah, but I like that one to where it's like the crystal skull is like if you put it in this pedestal in this house,
Yep.
it opens up different realities into different worlds and stuff. This one does that without a crystal skull, but goes from the physical to the metaphysical a lot.
Yes.
Before that was ever done, though, it's like you said, it's trying to introduce something new to you, a new kind of slasher,
a new medium, something
Yes.
that they were kind of onto with Freddy.
No, I agree. And
Freddy
I
is
have
there in your dreams. Well, what happens if somebody can harness the power of electricity? So, kind of a ghost story for the ages, if you were.
Yeah, no, exactly, because you're right on that. It is a ghost story at that point. Because it's like for everybody, without ruining anything for either one of these movies, because we never would do that.
Yeah.
You get into their abilities that they end up gaining through being zapped for their crimes pretty quickly in each film. They don't really hold back on it because they want to show you what they're going with. What, you're about to get on a roller coaster. We're going to fill it full of electricity and we're going to send you on a ride and see what you think.
Well, and there is a lot of experimentation at this time. And
Yeah,
I think
very much
they
so.
based this theory off of not only the scientific end of the spectrum, but as well as, like you said, the metaphysical world at this time too, because there is a clear occult reference being made here. The idea of soul transmission into electricity, which is known as.
Well, that's the thing. Exactly. It's like a lot of things people say that are supernatural. They say can't be like scientifically explained.
Right.
But there's also the difference between what it is. There's your evidence and you don't want to see it. You don't want to recognize it. And that's kind of the thing there too, is it's like, well, as well as I do, souls can be a little spicy and got that good electric charge. So,
and that's just it. That's it. Right.
Well, how do you detect a ghost in a house? Supposedly
through
now,
energy
not saying
signature.
I believe in spirits. We know quite a few of them, seen quite a few of them, but they'll tell you find them with an EMF detector, right?
Right.
Which is picking up
an electric box.
They're picking up. Well, it's picking up the electromagnetic field that
Right.
everything gives off.
Yes.
Now, to think that a being would survive in that after they've, left the physical world is not that much of a stretch.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? So it really was something that that they could walk into this idea, I think, and having, as crazy as this film is, and love it for it, of course, love it for it.
Oh, big time.
You couldn't have picked a different cast.
No,
you really couldn't
definitely
have. And it's
not.
one of those movies where it's like it wasn't specifically written for them, but it feels like it was.
I definitely think the studio had in mind who they wanted for these characters, and it was kind of an unsaid thing amongst the public when you think of people going to the electric chair. Could somebody withstand enough? It's always been a question. I remember when I was a kid, me and my buddies would talk about it.
No. People
They're
would
like,
talk,
hey, what do you think? Do you think one of these guys could take that much pain, And my feelings on the matter at the time was, well, it's like anything else. If you constantly sting yourself to a bee, or let's say
you would gain
some immunity to it, right?
Some immunity. But the other thing is there too, if we're going the scientific route on that, the main problem is not what you're getting zapped with, is how fast they turn it off.
Yes. Exactly.
So, and that's kind of the thing, is it's always the shutdown, because I mean they're trying to be humane in most cases,
right?
In that, you know what I mean? So it's like as humane as you can be, I guess. It usually tickles to me, but that's okay. and even our character gives a very good line during that. And
increase voltage, shithead.
Well, no, you just gave me a hard on.
Yep.
And it's like, and that's the thing too, though. That's the thing, is it's like you have Lance Henriksen as this detective character, and he is 100% this
machismo.
Well, the machismo, the cop that, the detective that tracked down this psycho to put him away, to bring him to justice, to stop him, because, yeah. And it's like, look at the smile on his face. Look at the glee. Look at his eyes. Yeah, no, it's like, and then that's the thing too. It's like, well, we lost him in the late 90s. But
yeah,
I agree with Reaper. He is one of the most iconic bad guys and villains to ever show up in films and shows. With, like, we're talking 100+ people, like 100+ films and shows.
178.
Yeah, and never played the same part twice.
Nope. But he was
known. He was
you
known.
Could say that he was typecast as a bad guy. But he played a different bad guy every time. So many different levels and
layers. Yeah, and also too, this has to be mentioned. It has nothing to do with this film, minus the man we are speaking about right now. He was absolutely hilarious in Cabin Boy.
Oh my goodness, yes.
He about made, and Morty's got to say it, he about made Morty piss himself when he's literally talking about the shark guy and goes, there's got to be some chromosomal damage going on there or something. And it was like, and it about killed me. Extremely good actors. Same thing with Lance Henriksen. You've got two powerhouses battling it out, alive and dead. And to me, you're going to get my attention right there. That already gets my attention.
Man, without a fucking doubt.
We're talking about like a citywide, exactly. It's like a cop that don't play around. He always delivers in every scene that he does, but it's also a cop that's been like, what's the word? Like
haunted.
Haunted while the guy was
in
still
his dreams.
Living. It's like,
and he wasn't even. They didn't even put him into the electric chair yet, and he's already having dreams of Jinky dropping the cleaver on his chest, and suddenly he's constantly having this bleeding on his chest to where it was very real, which is why when the dumbass psychologist ends up,
Yeah.
oh, for a minute there, I thought it might be the stigmata. And I'm sitting there going, well, right about now, are you feeling fucking stupid? Because guess what? Jesus didn't have a wound on his chest.
And also, of course, we get our the famous quotable line from
Yep.
Lance Henriksen's response. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Because it's like he was just a cop trying to get
Just trying to get back
trying to deal with this and because this guy wasn't just, I mean, like he said, it's like he lived in his head so much that his dreams are so real they're physically hurting him. And
physically, literally, not just
things.
mentally.
Well, that's real things that has happened, because they'll tell you the mind, you make up your mind and the body follows.
Exactly.
The mind is it tries to save itself, not you. Your mind don't like you. It doesn't have feelings for you or anything like that. It's your body is in survival. So when you're an individual like, our killer, that like Reaper had said, it's like you keep sticking your tongue to the battery over and over and over again, you're going to end up being pretty good at handling that sting.
And I think that he was practicing for this very thing.
Oh, yeah.
Very idea. Max Jinky is not your typical serial killer. This motherfucker can take out 20 people with a meat cleaver, and that are armed. That are armed.
Trained and armed.
Biggest
you gotta give him that
signature as a serial killer is that he can lop off a head faster than you can draw your gun.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I could not get the picture loaded up, but it gave a whole new meaning to the Blue Plate Special.
And Heads Up.
Yep.
Yeah. That really was, and that's a thing too. It's like I said, with both of these films, they get into it really quickly.
Yes, they're not. I mean, it's out of the gate.
Yeah,
out of the fucking gate.
Both directors went, okay, let's do this, and I like that. I enjoy that in any film, because you're already trying to pull me in, and they do. Like you said, it's like just in the very beginning of it pulls you in to really get you.
Oh, without a doubt. And they set him up with the perfect family. You got Rita Taggart as Donna, his wife.
Yep.
Dee Dee Pfeiffer, who plays Bonnie, who was in multiple horror films during this time.
Yeah.
So it was no surprise that they would bring her in, and woo-wee, what a choice.
Well, and we have the son, who was
Aaron Eisenberg, who plays Scotty. And that's where we get our heavy metal infusion in this film, which was
I like that. Perfect. It was through the character. I liked that,
Oh, man. It was
well, the bonus we get with him too, is he was Nog on Deep Space Nine.
Yeah,
for like 46 episodes, and it's like all this stuff, but it's like it was films like this to where he cut his chops in acting.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I believe this film, it's either this one, it's one of our two films. It's the debut of two actors. It's the first time that they ever debut on screen. Are between our two films tonight.
I will have to think about that.
Yeah.
No. We'll find the connection. But Louis Arquette, who plays the captain of the police force and Lance Henriksen's character's boss, he is famous. They need somebody to come in for a high-ranking detective, lieutenant, or whatever.
Yeah,
Louis Arquette is your guy. He does it to the max.
It's like if you're bringing in Clint Howard to play somebody crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Looney Mob Dog?
Now, there's a couple of things here that we get in this unbelievable I'm going to say it, groundbreaking horror film. So we have dream sequences. We have possessions of turkey.
Yes. Yes,
We
I
have
love that made me think
Jinky.
of Joe Castro.
Yeah, we have
'Cause that's an
Jinky
effect,
showing
yeah.
up on the TV doing
Yep.
a stand-up comedy bit, which he is fucking hilarious
Yeah. He
for
was
a
killing it.
death-a-thon.
He was killing it. Yep.
Oh, hey, what's up, Looney Dingo in the house? What's going on, my brother? We are talking about 2 electrifying films this evening.
Really good.
So Brian James shows you he can do multiple things as one diabolical character.
Oh yeah. It was I was saying, it's like I love his performance always, but in this, you really can tell he's enjoying it.
Yup.
You know, it's a character that loves.
He was real comfortable with that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's like he understood who this character was.
Mhm.
Because it's like I said, you've seen him in other films where he didn't really play the bad guy or the
Right.
heavy.
Yep.
And he shows range and his whole career, but it's like this one, it's like I agree with you. It's like I got Lance Henriksen, me and him are about to dance. Let's go. I'm gonna
It's
bring all the
like
crazy
the
you know.
biggest horror battle ever.
Yeah,
And,
no, it was great.
he's just kind of sprinkling along the way. I particularly have to say that Max Jinky's electrocution was one of the biggest, most powerful scenes in the entire film that inspired so many other films like The First Power, for instance,
Yes.
with Lou
Yep.
Diamond Phillips,
Lou Diamond Phillips,
where somebody's being executed and they beat it and they jump out of their chair. Brian
Yeah.
James not only jumped out of the chair, he ripped all of his buckles off. He's got all the fucking electricity going through him because they increased the voltage, because the first time they didn't get the job done. And he comes at
First
Lucas.
time, second time, third time. It's like they kept pumping him and he kept coming. Yeah, but also too that stunt, Kane Hodder. Yeah, the only double that you can get for our boy Mr. James here is Kane Hodder. And it was Kane, doing his stuff, getting it in there, and it's like and it the size of both of them, it beautifully blends.
Oh yeah,
because that's practical.
it's extremely practical.
Yeah, and that was great. It's it's something you would remember. It's scarring,
without a doubt. Because they fight on so many different stages. This film. But I mean, this film gave us things that we see Lance Henriksen's brain every time he's trying to enjoy family time. He's trying to say that he knows Jinky's dead, but the motherfucker shows up in his car on the way home, or dinner when he turns into a turkey, which is one of my favorite fucking scenes of the whole movie.
Exactly, because if you say he turns into a turkey, it is nothing like what you actually see.
Nope.
It is so much more disturbing than you think.
Oh my goodness. Tentacles come shooting out, and
it's not Tom Turkey,
no, it's one of the best animatronics that was built for a puppeteered turkey, in which he talks to him.
Well, that's why I thought of Joe, though. It's like I thought of Joe Castro's effects. It's like somebody that
totally would have been something that inspired Joe without.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like that. This is crazy nightmare fuel, and
oh
Joe,
my
always,
God.
Joe always delivers.
It's
on
like
that.
the next time you sit down to Thanksgiving dinner, is it talking back?
Right? Does it
Tell
have a
me why
face?
they didn't lop off the head in the first place.
Does it have a face you recognize?
Oh yeah,
Is
and
it
it's
bad
fucking
when is
Brian
it bad
James.
when dinner looks you in the eye?
Yeah,
Yeah, usually.
exactly.
Yeah.
And he and of course he's disturbed by this and fucking rams a fucking knife into it. And they're all looking at him like, hey,
See,
we're
yeah,
just
no, and
trying to eat. And then he
yeah,
sits down and blows it off and says, oh, I hate fucking turkey. I mean,
because
after
yeah,
seeing
no,
that,
I
I
love
would
that
too.
because well, that's the thing, right? Though, and that's what I thought was really interesting. Is like you said, he's that detective, was buddy cop mentality
Yeah.
thing. I'm hard. I can handle this on my own. I can't tell them the crazy shit I'm seeing.
Oh,
You know, it's
for
like
sure.
it would mess your mind up. And it's like, I get that because in some cases you're trying to fight your own battle, especially one within.
Yeah.
And like you said, kind of come to terms with
So he
everything.
thinks he's going insane.
Exactly. And it's like,
because
but no.
no, this is all just scare tactics because Jinky is trying to get back at him. He's getting revenge. And one of my favorite scenes was they're sitting there watching a comedy show, and we mentioned this before. Suddenly it's the death-a-thon with Max Jinky, and then Lance Henriksen, and I swear he pulls this off better than anybody else could. Just unholsters his gun and pumps 2 rounds into the TV. I said, "Fuck yeah, that
Elvis
is
style."
I mean,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
He's like, I ain't watching this shit on TV no more. I'm about to turn it off. All right.
Right?
The clicker's right there, bro. I could have handed you the remote, but no. But that's the thing. Exactly. His family can't see. Nobody can see what this guy is doing to him.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's a wild ride. And it's like for a film in '89, I agree with you. It's like this is it's
the first of its kind.
Freddy-esque. Yeah, exactly. It's Freddy-esque. But it's not. He doesn't have to wait for him to be asleep. It's nothing like that at all. It's like he can peek into your reality whenever he wants to.
He can rub them eyes as long as he wants to, but at the end of the day, Jinky's still gonna be there.
Yeah,
and I love the addition of Professor Campbell, played by Tom Bray.
Yeah, he's been in quite a few films, and actually, I believe he became a professor of film studies and stuff for a minute, a good minute. Yeah.
And he's basically trying to tell Lucas that this is not a figment of your imagination.
Right. Yeah.
Motherfucking Jinky has crossed the fuck over and crossed over in a major way.
Yeah.
So to the point where Jinky takes out, and this was so indicative of the 80s, where the girl played by Dee Dee Pfeiffer, Bonnie McCarthy, has her boyfriend come over, but he's in the basement.
Yeah.
Now, one of the tricks of being dead for our wonderful Max Jinky is he can throw his voice and is luring this young guy, thinking that it's his girlfriend. But what ends up actually happening, though, is a little chop suey from our resident Max Jinky there, and pins this murder brilliantly, I might add, on Lance Henriksen to the point where they arrest his ass. And that's when the real fun begins. Who would have ever thought we would see someone's daughter act like she's pregnant all of a sudden, and Max Jinky's face is peering out of her belly? That was so creepy as fuck.
Yeah. It's
And didn't do the usual, let's rip out of her belly thing. No, he just
right.
surface and says, hey, Lucas, your daughter's great.
Yeah, exactly. It's just he's just tormenting him with the things that would be the most upsetting stuff he could say or show him.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
He knew
he really
exactly how to
is.
fuck
Yeah,
with it.
he's exactly. It's like it's focused attacks to break him down, to break his will, to break everything, to break his life.
Even
Like,
though none of it was real.
yeah, but he was
That's the
making
crazy
it.
part.
That's
He
the
was
thing.
like
He
the
was
master
making
of
it real.
illusion.
Yeah, he's making stuff real to him, to where, it's like he can't tell the difference between reality and dream, and this guy screwing with him, and it's like it starts getting dangerous for everybody.
It's a mind fucker of epic proportions. And I love that. I love madness. And I actually referenced this during Reaper's Underground earlier with my review of Vic Effects. The Lord of Illusions is one of those movies that just literally takes you
Oh yeah,
straight to fucking hell.
I mean, come on, it's Clive Barker. It's like, man, I mean, come on.
No, trust me, I know.
No, I know That's what I'm saying.
But
It's like,
when have we ever seen this done, though? This
no,
level of
you don't
madness
see it done
from a
well.
serial killer.
Well, I mean, we do, but not done as well. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'll give you that.
Well, we've seen the level of nuts, but it's not usually
This is
done.
nuts on steroids with
Yeah.
like the side of fava beans.
But I was gonna say though, but like the best film that you could think of, minus this one itself, is our next film.
That's true.
To be that type of character,
yeah, and we will get to that here shortly. Because obviously there are similarities, and that's why I have Reaper's. What do you call it? Thinking outside the box.
Well, they're in the same neighborhood, but they're not the same film.
They're not the same thing, but they're in the same neighborhood, which tells me that I think studios had spies.
Of course, probably.
And
I would expect
tried
that.
to see if they could get theirs out first.
Right. Well,
I don't know. I mean, it's too coincidental that two films involving serial killers that get electrocuted and they both stand alone are fucking phenomenal in their own right.
Right.
But, and there's a little bit of that occult flavor in both of them.
Yeah.
And, with this one here, they find out just exactly how to get Jinky to suddenly become physical again and no longer an ethereal being. And I thought it was beautiful. And obviously he was able to clear his name after this.
Right.
But chaos, man. This is a movie that makes you sweat. It makes you uncomfortable. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. Well, fuck it. You got to take it from the trailer's perspective, because if you have not seen this, and there is absolutely no excuses, Black Flame Universe, it's on Tubi for free right fucking now. If you want to see one of the best epic fucking performances from Lance Henriksen and Brian James, you want to check out The Horror Show.
Nobody's going to miss Max Janke, especially Detective Lucas McCarthy.
Glad you could make it, cop.
He was born bad and stayed that way. Nobody's going to miss Max Janke.
We sent 50,000 volts of juice through that scum. Looks pretty dead to me, Professor.
Because he hasn't gone anywhere.
Lucas, I'm coming back to tear your world apart.
You're dreaming!
I thought you were dead.
Damn it, Vinny, you scared me! I love you,
Vinny.
No!
told you I'd be back. If you thought Freddy was a howl
Funny thing happened to me on the way to the studio today.
and Jason was a scream,
I got a present for you.
wait till you meet Max.
Not even close.
He's a cut above the rest. The Horror Show.
This is just the beginning.
And that was one of the other characters I particularly enjoy in this film is the morgue docker.
Oh yeah.
And I just have to tell you that, with 50,000 volts going through him, he is one dead son of a bitch. And he says it like uber confident. And I'm like, dude, this guy is gold.
Yeah, no, it sounded like Lorne Michaels from SNL said.
Yeah.
It's just like
That's a
50,000
perfect
volts
analogy.
through him, and he's dead as one dead son of a bitch. It's like this. It's like he better
He's
be.
like, and now what do you have to say after
If
that?
not, he's going to be really upset because he's going to be real crispy.
Oh, yeah. He was fighting that professor like to the hilt when he was asking him questions. He's like,
Oh yeah,
he dead.
it's like
He ain't coming back. Fuck you.
it's like, hey, do you know that Herbert West guy that keeps coming and trying to ask questions? Because if so, you need to piss off.
Don't be that
Like-
guy.
Yeah, don't be that guy. Stay away from the green liquid.
Mm.
It's a bad idea. Oh, trust me. Some of that got loose in the crypt one time. And do you know how hard it was to catch all the little fingers and arms and stuff all running around on their own, barking at me and doing all kinds of different things? All became in. He gets it.
Yep. All I know
He-
is that if you do not add this into your spooky season viewing pleasure, it is absolutely no good, because damn it, this film is definitely a cut above the rest. So please add the Horror Show to your viewing pleasure this spooky season on Tubi, which brings us to the competitor. Oh my fuck. This is heavy metal personified. It is well wrapped as only Wes Craven can do. He knew who is going to support this film, who's going to go and see this film. And he got the great Megadeth of the Big Four to do basically the title track. I know Paul Stanley did the Shocker song that leads in the film, but we're not going to talk about that because fuck you, Paul Stanley. It was not Kiss, so I feel totally absolved of whatever sins I just committed. But we are talking about Shocker. So here we have another electrifying fucking serial killer, and he's just okay. So there's Max Jinky, there's a little bit of mystery, there's a little bit of, obviously this guy is, I don't give a fuck. I get off on meat cleaving the fuck out of these people.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I like that about him. He was pretty straightforward in his
Very
madness.
straightforward.
He knew what kind of dude he was.
Oh, absolutely.
Sparks and cleavers.
But Horace Pinker, though,
Yeah.
he was a bit more terrifying. And the reason I say that, because this guy could be your next door neighbor. He's dad of a, low income family that is living in the apartments down the road. And he got off on, killing families.
Yeah.
And, again, Wes Craven in his, infinite wisdom knew that this was a fear that was across America at the time.
Right.
That,
Yeah.
there were some serial killers that, the worst fear is somebody getting in, slipping in, and taking everybody out, who doesn't
Yeah.
care if it's a man, woman, or child.
Yeah.
And Horace Pinker definitely
Yeah.
embodies this type of bad guy.
Yeah, because it's like if you took like where they say, "Oh, he's the craziest guy in the nut house,"
Yeah, right.
he would be the craziest guy to the craziest guy in the nut house. And it's
He's
like,
not just a slice and dicer kind of guy either. He's
Yeah.
a however I can get you, I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
Whether it's snapping necks, or
well, it's kind of like if Henry Rollins, when he was really just straight up going crazy in Black Flag, if he was,
that's a
if
great
he
way to
was,
put that.
yeah, you know what I mean. If he was the guy dispatching people in a horror movie, exactly. It's like he does it a bunch of different ways, but it's always, he's always coming at you.
This guy's a
90 miles an
brawler.
hour. Yeah, he's
He
a
will
brawler.
punch you. He does wrestling
Fight
moves
you.
on you.
Yeah, he'll kick you. Like you said, he's got to do whatever he's got to do to get the job done.
I definitely feel like there was a professional wrestling kind of inspiration.
I would think so.
To this
to that.
movie because of some of the moves that they were doing.
Right.
I'm like, okay, they've been watching some Hulk Hogan, some Randy Macho Man Savage,
Right.
some Bret
But it's
Hart,
also too, if you're going to have a battle like that, you're going to think of stuff like that. You should,
exactly.
in a lot of cases, you're going to think of Roddy Piper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
David beating the hell out of each other for a pair of sunglasses. It's like,
And that's one of the great things about Wes Craven is he was always in tune with what was popular at the time.
Exactly. Yeah, he could find that like you're saying, that pulse of what was relevant to people or what scared him at the time. But the interesting thing with this film is it really, truly, in its original design, was to replace Freddy.
Right.
Because everybody, he loved Freddy. He thought Freddy had ran its course and Freddy wasn't paying the bills. He wasn't getting any money off of it. And it's like, yes, we love our iconic characters and Robert Englund and everybody that's been in the Nightmare films, but it's also, too, they got to get paid.
They do.
For the work they do. And it's like, at the time, Wes wasn't being appreciated the way he should have been.
Correct.
Which happens to so many filmmakers. And it's like that. So it's like but you have still your own kind of opportunity to, like you said, to do something different, to do something that people had not seen before, even in our last film. This one goes and just happy. How many people, have that face sitting in that chair?
Yeah, he's having a good time because he knew what he was doing. Now, before we get into the guts of this film, I do have to say the budget was $5 million. Okay.
Which is not
but
right.
It grossed worldwide, though, $17 million. So it's not that it wasn't a successful film, because it was. They actually profited off of it.
Yeah, it just didn't make the presence like a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, it didn't have icon status.
Well, exactly. Yeah, and it's hard to say because it's like Wes Craven as the director, as well as I do, already had that built-in audience where it's like, oh, it's Wes Craven, I'm just going to watch it. It's like, I'm just going to watch it. Same thing with John Carpenter, tons of different directors like that. George Romero, I mean, there's tons of them.
With Horace Pinker, though, what you're going to see is he's moving constantly like a TV screen. And back then, I think you could get away with it. But in the 90s, though, I don't think this would have been a franchise character.
Well, see, that's the thing that's really interesting to me, too. And I agree with you on that, where you said that. And it's like, I had mentioned to you that film with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe called Virtuosity.
Yep.
And that literally had to have been inspired by Shocker. It had to have, but it's like that is the only other evolution to it. But the way that the way that Mitch plays Horace is not the way that Russell Crowe played Sid.
No,
It's a totally
they were
different
miles
style.
apart.
Yeah, totally miles apart. And Horace almost becomes a living cartoon.
Yeah,
like to a large degree,
it felt that way.
Yeah, it's like a TV set to him is a teleportation device to get in anywhere he needs to be. And
Well,
that
or getting into a wall socket.
Exactly. It's like you giving like okay, you're giving like the skeleton key to a crazy dude.
Yes,
that's having access to anywhere he wants to go, and then to go after whoever he wants to, and it adds that fear level, like which was the nod to Horror Show. It's like anywhere, because technology is everywhere. There's nowhere you can go and hide.
No, and that was a great idea. But what was missing though was the gore factor.
Well,
so
yes,
you have scenes like this that is like, dudes, it must have been fucking ridiculous when it comes to how that person was killed. But guess what? You didn't see it.
You didn't see it, and I can tell you the exact reason why. Because Wes Craven had to submit this film 13 times.
Oh my God!
And cut it.
And I thought that was the case.
Yeah, he had to cut it every time.
Fucking chipped away
just
by the
to
rating
get,
system.
Yes, just to get a rated R because they kept wanting to rate it X. just for the kills.
There ain't no fucking in there.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's the thing. It wasn't for that. It wasn't for nudity at all. It was literally for the gore and the kills. But then, like you said, you're sitting there wondering in the film, it's like, I feel like there's something really juicy missing right there.
Big time.
And then there, that's the one real
half-mast.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't go the full Monty.
Right. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. No, exactly. Because it's like when you want your horror sausage, you want it plump and ready to go. You don't want it to sit there and wilt like a flower that hasn't
we're not
gotten
going to
water.
just keep basting, it over and over again, and basically giving it blue balls. And
that's kind of the thing. This one is kind of a roller coaster on that, and it's like, but I would want our demons take that in mind. We're talking about Wes Craven, so you're talking about a really great storyteller, really incredible ideas, and a great horror director that's getting to do a lot of the things he wanted to, but you, because of the censors, are not going to let you see it. So it's like, and a lot of
rough time.
Nobody can get
80s. That goddamn PMRC and the whole censorship committee.
Oh yeah,
was not just attacking metal. It wasn't just attacking metal music. It was attacking film.
Film. It was attacking comic books. It was attacking like literally books themselves, short story, you name it. It was censorship on a high degree.
Everything that wasn't Christian.
Well, that too, but it was like they weren't letting the people themselves decide what they wanted to do with it.
They would not let artists be artists.
It's like
when that happens, you get shit. That's what.
Yeah. Well, it's like how many iconic films though did we get because they got their notoriety because of the same thing.
Yes.
They got, Black Christmas, and literally Silent Night, Deadly Night, and all these other different films got plucked out of theaters early because there's people outside picketing them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't feel that you should be able to go and make a decision which film you want to see. If you want to see the horror film, go see the horror film. If you want to see the comedy, go see the comedy. But they want you to see.
You had variety too. There was a lot of variety from 1980 to
birth of the multiplexes.
Yes.
You know,
Till
multi-screen
about this
theaters.
time. Yeah, I would say 1980 to 88. There were horror films that were completely mind-blowing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they were a bit racy. They were way fucking gory. And
Yeah.
that's what was the best of the 80s era of horror is they didn't have to imply what was happening to the
Oh,
person.
yeah, not at all. There was no most 80s films that are cherished the most do not believe in the word off-screen kill.
Nope. And the
You
only
know,
time you got the off-screen kill was when you got the edited for television.
true, and then but at least even in some of the Jason films, if you didn't fully get to see somebody taken out, you at least got the body reveal and could put
Yes.
together from what happened, what they looked like, and what instrument he used to dispatch them to scare the other person. You know, because that's my favorite part. That's the Jason movie I want to see.
Exactly.
It's a time when he's setting up all the corpses to scare everybody, you know, and it's like he's sitting there checking
Take
his
a look at my
timing.
gallery, motherfuckers.
Right, you know, but it was like that. Was it what is it? The story of Leslie Vernon.
Yep.
You know, it's like, you know, loosening this. I love that kind of stuff. I want to see more horror movies like that.
Yeah.
With all the
Now-
setup that goes into the Night of Terror. It's like, man, I'm not just chasing you like that. You know how much cardio work I got to do to chase a chicken?
Right.
You know, my lungs are filled with dust.
The
I'll never catch
saving
her.
grace, the saving grace in this film, for me, is the fact that Horace is able to jump into multiple bodies,
Yes.
and he jumps into this little girl,
The 9-year-old
on
girl.
the playground,
Oh, yes.
and watching
was
her run
great.
away with the limp.
With the link, yes. Well, that was the thing too. You got to see other characters try to embody this crazy serial killer
Yeah, his
with the
mannerisms,
physical
his
limp and and
crazy look and
they all
everything.
went off. You know, all the actors, kudos to be able to do that.
Oh, big time.
But I agree with you. Out of all of them, it's the little girl. But it's like when he's in the woman, and it's like too though. It's like, oh, hold on. I can act like a damsel in distress. I don't need to try to fight you to get you. Yeah, and it was brilliant. That little things like that in this film are really smart.
And the other brilliant character was a guy who
was-
looked just like fucking Peter Steele of Typo Negative. When he jumps into the construction worker, played by Kane Roberts.
Yeah, former
Holy
guitarist
fuck.
Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm sitting here going,
no, I said the same thing. It's like,
I
is
said,
that
let him ride it out.
Mhm.
Let him ride it out, because now Horace Pinker is a twice the size, big, huge, hulking motherfucker that can fuck shit up. And
with a pickaxe in his hand, long black hair, and let's
and
rock and
all
roll.
they did was let him get the little heart necklace and throw the pickaxe into the water. I was about to like fucking jizz on command, and they did that to him, and I was like, fuck you.
Right. Yeah. No, that's the problem though. But it feels like a lot of that too, like I said, it had to do with the film getting cut so many times.
Well, and I think he was getting pressure from the studio too.
Oh, quite a bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're like, oh, you see what you shot there? Fix it. Can't do it. This is the same thing that happened to Rob Zombie on multiple films that he's done.
Well, mainly House of the
2000s.
Corpses. Yeah, that took forever. And that was also dealing with Universal. And then they screwed him so much. No, I got to take it to another film. Yeah,
was already finished before the 2000s hit.
Yeah, they were holding it hostage. They were sitting on it. Yeah, and that's I hate that, because it's like you're gonna let all this hard work from all these actors, a lot of them icons in horror.
Sid Haig, Bill Moseley, hello.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's like we've got, oh God, the list goes on. You got Karen Black.
Yep.
You got Bill. You
Got
got
Bill.
Sid Haig.
Motherfucking Sid Haig.
Sid, come
And you're
on.
sitting on that film for 3 years watching the fucking boat go by. How many fucking horror films came out
Which
during
is
the
also
time
crazy.
they wrapped in 99 till 2003 when it was actually released?
You literally got the guy from The Office that
Yup.
plays Dwight playing a guy named Dwight. And it's
Lovable
like,
character.
it would have been perfect. You know, it's perfect timing for when The Office for that was really kicking and really pumped up. And it's like they sit on your films. They screw you over.
I listened to a recent podcast with Danielle Harris, and she was talking about how fucking stressed out Rob Zombie was during just doing the Halloween 1 and 2
Oh, yeah,
that
for
they
sure.
were fucking breathing down his neck. So it's like, it's no wonder.
Well, that's why he didn't want to do
You
anything.
probably would have got
franchise
a
anymore.
5,000 times more fucking brutal 2 films. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So to stunt Wes Craven because he was the guy.
He was the dream guy.
He was the big guy.
He was the last house on the left guy. So it's like he could ride that line.
He's on the chopping block while the Friday the 13th guys are going,
yeah.
We're just going to steamroll right over you.
Yeah. And
even John Carpenter got into that mix and was like, here's Halloween 4, 5, and 6.
Well, yeah, no, it's exactly. And it's like nightmares started to fizzle out. It's like once you had the Dream Warriors and you started to get into the Dream Child and everything like that, you could tell that they were starting the studio was believing less in it because it wasn't pulling in the numbers that it used to.
Right.
But that's you got to understand, you know this, it's saturation in the theaters of what they're up against. Okay, you're talking about movies that came out like action films and stuff that everybody watched, everybody quotes. And it's like, but like you were saying, for both of them, honestly, it's a lot of films. That VCR tape, you know, look at it, sex lies in videotape. It's not in DVD, in videotape. That was getting to where they're trying to phase it out, but it's still, that's what made most of these films popularity.
It did. It totally did.
People renting them, or USA Up All Night, or shows like that showing these crazy movies.
You can see, though, what was taking precedence over the horror films. Because during this time, you have Arnold Schwarzenegger battling whatever the fuck was the flavor of the week, and he had a body count of, let's say, I don't know, 100, he's gunning down at any given moment, okay? And then you have Sylvester Stallone in Rambo, and his body count is fucking huge.
And Chuck Norris. You got Chuck with all the Mission Impossible, or not Mission Impossible, missing in action films that he did.
Chuck Norris,
and doing that, and Lone Wolf McQuade, and all these type of movies. Like,
and think about that, all the heinous shit was in those films. You had anything from man on woman violence to
heck, Billy Jack, dude. You got straight up racism they're battling. Just because the kids go to a Native American school and are Native American, the people got a problem with it.
But yet, they don't give any of those guys a problem, or Tom Cruise, or whoever else is killing people in a action format. They're fucking shitting on the horror films. So I kind of feel
because they think they're bad. It's like people are trying to do evil stuff towards women,
right?
And it's like, if you would look at the history of horror films, some of the most gnarliest, sadistic stuff that's ever been on them has been directed by female directors.
Yeah, well, and
they know what genre they're in. It's not called cuddle up and snuggle. It's horror, and horror fits into so many different sauces. I mean, come on, that's why it's the barbecue.
Look at who was leading the charge on the censorship board. Tipper fucking Gore. Okay. Right.
And she didn't find Man Bear Pig either.
Right. The fine Christian that she was didn't say shit about any of those action stars. Didn't say shit about any of those killer fucking movies. There were even like serial killer films being made that were cop dramas that she didn't shit on. Just the horror genre.
Death Wish.
Oh,
you got Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson was like the fucking man, but it was gruesome. It was
it was real. It was way more gritty and real than any horror
more real. Like that's total fucking shit. Sylvester Stallone Cobra. That was a very real kind of action film.
That's another really good villain too.
You got exactly. Oh,
what are you gonna do?
That's another one of my favorite bad guys.
He didn't play around. He
never does.
Yeah,
he was the fucking Empire Slayer of the series. He was amazing.
He was Shao Kahn in a very horrible Mortal Kombat movie. But yeah, he was Shao Kahn.
He stole the show, though.
Well, of course he did. No, of course he did because it's him. But still,
exactly right, Brian Thompson. But
yeah, very
in
good.
This
yeah, exactly.
Case, I think Shocker, as well as it did, on as little of a budget that they did give him, still has cemented its legacy. It did.
They were going to turn it into a TV series if the film,
which would have been a mistake.
Which I agree, and the film didn't get, like I said, like we had already discussed, it didn't get the Freddy Krueger numbers that they were hoping.
They couldn't turn him into an icon.
But that's the thing is, it's like even the first Freddy film didn't do that good until the word of mouth got around to say you need to go watch this. And that was the same thing for Psycho, Exorcist, all these giant films was people. We didn't have the internet to go, hey, man, I'm just going to text you this. No, you had to go and call somebody. It's like, hey, go watch this film. It's amazing.
Which medium blew it up, though? The video store.
Oh,
the art of the video stores.
Which
could you imagine?
From the 80s to the 90s.
If they still existed today.
I think they should.
What they would do to the failing numbers at the box office.
Well, that too. I mean, that's the other thing with the box office. It's like everybody does like the theater. They do. Their problem with the movie theater is shelling out a crap ton of money to get in, then a whole crap ton of money that's just the amount of the ticket or more just to get popcorn and the soda to go watch the movie that they got to watch 45 minutes of credits and ads before the film ever starts.
And guess what, kiddies?
People don't go.
Black Flame Universe, and you know this. They don't make dick off of your ticket price.
No.
The only money that the actual fucking theater makes is through concession. That's why you have the craze of the popcorn boxes, the special collector's edition cups.
Yeah,
it's definitely not the candy. It's most definitely not the popcorn. So what you're paying for is the experience.
Yeah. It's what you get to take home, but it's the same thing as if you went to Disneyland or went to the fair, won you a prize and set it up on your thing because that's all it's going to be used for. Especially if you collect them, you ain't going to put popcorn in it ever again.
That's right.
You're going to take it
because
home,
you're going to put it on your shelf and go, don't touch this.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to kill you.
Right. It's exactly. It's like,
which is why when I bought my collector's edition Burger King candy pail, I've told my kids, you don't touch Papa Reaper's shit. Nothing goes in there but what unholy artifacts I choose to put in there, which is like a Snickers and Twix and things like that. But that's okay. There might be some razor blades in there too. You just don't.
Yeah, but you need your iron, so you got to make sure you keep those healthy. So Bro, get your morning brimstone in there. You know the proper diet for a reefer.
You know what time it is. So it's like I feel this film could have been so much better. If
Oh, yeah.
and I wish there was a director's cut, but I don't.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't want there to be, don't take it from us, everybody out there in the Black Flame universe, demons and addicts alike. Please check out the trailer because Horace Pinker is truly horrifying.
We are here today to bear witness to the execution of Horace Pinker, whose unspeakable atrocities have horrified the people of this great state. He stands convicted of 52 counts of aggravated assault, 23 counts of armed robbery, and 37 counts of murder in the first degree. Prisoner, have any final words?
Yeah. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
I don't think he's dead. Contact. He's among you.
Now, Wes Craven brings you his greatest creation.
No more!
Shocker.
I mean, they set it up. They set that trailer up so good in the beginning. They're like, from the mind of Wes Craven, Nightmare on Elm Street, who brought you Serpent and the Rainbow, which was actually more fucking terrifying than the Shocker. Okay.
Yes.
They set it up perfectly. But that's another thing that I have to shit on. And that's the fact that the suit that Horace Pinker wears throughout the rest of the film looks like he's on fucking the Indy Speedway, one of the flag guys who's going to drag the car through. I'm like, how is that fucking scary?
Yeah, I agree with that. It really does. It's like you said, it's like if the Mask was a serial killer.
Right.
but he's dressed better.
Way better.
You know what I mean? Way better. And it's like, that's the whole thing. It's like, dude, if you can do all this stuff you've been doing, why don't you get something else?
I feel like the only thing they did was like make you more afraid of a prison outfit.
Well, it's like Max changed his outfit quite a bit.
He did. And
he
was always wearing that signature long black trench coat.
Oh, yeah.
Which looked paired with a fucking meat cleaver was like.
Oh, yeah, no. It was great. He's always been able to capture that. It's like, it's always a unique character on top of him acting it out of, going crazy. And it's like, and Mitch, I'll give it to him. He went for this. He didn't hold back with this character.
No, he didn't.
And I
thought he was really terrifying in his street clothes.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing for me. I thought, if we're going, which we are, Max was able to stay unnerving and scary
all the way
film.
through. Yep.
This one, it's like he was more scary to me when he didn't have his powers.
Yes.
That was kind of the thing with me. And it's like once he be able to do cartoon-like things, I just, you know what I mean? Just like jumping into TV screens and stuff, which was kind of neat in its own extent because it's something different. It's something you wouldn't think of. It's just
wait a minute though. Don't tell me that you thought it was fun when they ended up on a World War II, film that they were showing.
No, it's, I thought it was funny.
They're like punching each other back and forth.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we just took this the wrong way.
Well, when Leave It to Beaver pops up,
dude. And he goes, you want to give me some help, Beef? I was like, why did you do that? Why? You just totally made it not cool.
Yeah, but see, and that's the other thing there, though. I think I know why it was Beaver. Because think about it. His mom's Miss Cleaver.
I get that, but still,
Get on,
it
yeah.
was silly, though.
It was silly. No, then that's the thing is it takes you out in a different way. Max keeps messing with him and just toying with his mind and showing him horrific stuff and
For
still
sure.
being scary. Shocker, he gets more, it gets crazy.
It does get crazy.
It gets a little ridiculous in spots. But I mean, if that's your jam, then
that's what I'm
there
saying.
you go. I mean, they lean into it full force for it.
They
so
do.
It's like if that's what gets you there, then
Yeah. I
that's
feel
why they
like
give you more than one.
there was a couple of directions they could have went different.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's like, and that's the thing too. It's like it's hard on this one without having what his true vision was.
Exactly.
By being forced to cut it so much.
Because
and I don't know that there is a real edit for what it was.
Yeah, I really do.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Yeah,
I would love to see it. Shit. Yeah. Can we have an unrated version, please?
Probably not. We're probably not going to get it, unfortunately.
No,
but you never know.
This version went to Blu-ray, so I wonder if that has some more insight.
Well, it might. I mean, there's the possibility to that too.
There is. There very much is. So my thing is this. They had a great idea. And they could have made this character way more terrifying. And I think because of the rash of things in modern media at the time, people think true crime is something of the 2000s.
Right.
True crime actually started around the late 80s.
For people's do people start to really get into it, but you've had people, I mean, for a long time. I mean, that's really kind of an ongoing thing because even in my time, we were trying to figure out who that guy and the dapper gentleman in the top hat was in Whitechapel.
I mean, yeah, and let's not forget the Zodiac.
Well, I mean,
they
he
never
moved.
did find the Zodiac killer.
Right. And it's like on that end for me, it's like,
they build him as everyone's asleep and he creeps in and he takes them all out. So wouldn't it have been way more terrifying for this, incarnation of a Wes Craven classic to have him suddenly slip out the TV while everyone's asleep and then take them out? To me, it's like, okay, it doesn't matter if you lock your windows. It doesn't matter if you lock your door. It doesn't matter if you have a shotgun under your fucking bed. This motherfucker is going to show up in your house because he can come out of any outlet, any television, anything with an electrical charge. There he is.
Yeah.
And they didn't capitalize on that.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you don't see, I mean, through that way, you see Spider-Man's problem trying to battle Electro. When you can come, and that's the thing. Like he can
throw shit at him all day long, but
he's insulated, but that's the whole thing. It's like with him, he can jump around to wherever he wants to be. It's a cat and mouse game with him.
Right.
And it's like, but like you said, it's like he also can jump into other people. And
the market cornered.
Yeah, it's like you had a way to really have him become something. And it's just, I guess audiences at the time just didn't respond as well as they wanted them to, even though, as you said, the film made a profit. At least from what its budget was. But it wasn't the profit they were expecting from what Jason, and like you had said, it pulled in at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of the thing, and it's like, but I think if we wouldn't have gotten Wes doing a film like Shocker and it going the way it did, I'm not sure that we would have ended up with Scream. So, which
Nope.
was a totally different style of film altogether. So
Exactly.
I think it made him, step back for a minute and be like, okay, I already know they're going to come at me. They're going to censor everything I put out now, no matter what. I need to make profit. I need to do something that's going to catch. And like you said, yet again, in the 90s, he caught the pulse.
1 year later, literally 1 year later, he had a bona fide hit and finally got that icon that is just as prevalent today as it was in 1990.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, too, though. But it's like, even with Freddy, especially Wes Craven and Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger, is never going anywhere.
Mm-mm.
And even Wes found out, once you create a horror icon, even the creator can't kill it.
Nope.
You can't. And that's the thing. Freddy didn't die.
Nope.
Freddy's still in your dreams.
He's a demon. He's a fucking sleep demon.
And now
there's no way to beat that. He didn't even, and this is something that Kane Hodder said in an interview, well, actually, a little less than a year ago, said that he knows that Freddy didn't actually die. He didn't actually lose in Freddy versus Jason.
Oh, yeah. No, that was just a fight. That was round one.
Yeah, and there was supposed to be a sequel, and it never happened.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I mean, sometimes in horror movies, that's a big problem, and we know it. The fans don't get what they want. And that the fans are clamoring for it and really just truly want it. If you take your time, do it right, you'll get them coming back. Look what Art's done. And yet again, we go back to Damon and David with Art. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Created a genuine, bona fide new horror icon. And you know that. And that's like, an Art's going to be mentioned for horror discussions for decades and decades and decades to come. I mean, he's there, and it's like with these ones, it's like, I think both films actually tried to kind of get something going. And I still think Horror Show would have had a better shot at pulling it off than Shocker. Because Shocker went a little too cartoony.
I have to say, though, Horror Show definitely hits harder and is more cult than Shocker.
Yeah. Yeah.
But nothing against everyone involved in Shocker.
Oh, no.
Almost had everything that Wes intended. But at the end of the day, Shocker was way more, Horror Show was way more shocking than the Shocker.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. On that end, though, like we had said, it does, for me, I would prefer to be able to see the film the way that Wes had intended it before he had to chop it up.
I would have a very, very much different opinion.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. And it's like, that's kind of the thing there. But it's like, yeah. Until we get to see that, it's like we have to go with what we're able to view. And
exactly. We have no choice. No choice at all. So we got to put it up against each other. So with the Horror Show on the Skull-O-Meter, I have to say, due to practical effects, shock value, casting, absolutely. Overall music score for this film as well. And gore, I've got to give the Horror Show a 5 out of 5 skulls.
Ooh. Okay. I actually, honestly, on that end, I'll agree with you on that one. I'm going to have to on that one, because I agree with you with the casting, the concept, the way that they worked with a little budget there too, really not a lot of money to work with.
Mm-mm.
He embodied an evil dude, and Lance Henriksen brought that battling detective cop that's just not going to stop until, I protect my family.
Yep.
I put him down. That's what I
He was
do,
like a
you know?
Texas Ranger.
Yeah, that kind of way. And it's like, and that to me had good legs to it, but I agree with the practical effects, you know, and the digital ones weren't bad either. It's like it was a good marriage between the two. So yeah, I gotta agree.
To the end, that they also kind of showed with little locations. There wasn't too many locations in this film, which shows a lot of merit, but the storytelling is
Yeah.
that much more hardcore.
Yeah, you were able to really watch more of him tormenting him through the film.
Mhm.
Like it's like it's truly a haunting on that end, even before the guy is not living anymore.
Right.
You know, it's like, and then that I liked because that happens to so many cops that are trying to track down these crazy guys. You know,
Oh
so
yeah.
it's like, yeah, it had more legs to it, and I could have seen the character definitely come back in another film or even a franchise with him, honestly.
I definitely think we could have got a part 2.
Yeah, at least a part
at
2 would have been
least.
really, and maybe not even Lance Henriksen's family,
Right.
but somebody
It could have been a
else.
different one.
No, yeah, another one ends up, finding a way to re-spark him, bring him back
by accident, you know.
Yeah, and I think
or
he could have
another serial killer that believed in his work.
Yeah, exactly. Wants to get back, chopping, getting to work.
That's right.
Put that work in.
In the case of the Shocker, I can honestly say there's a lot that I love about the concept of the film. Honestly, a solid cast at the same time.
Yeah, no, agree.
But I don't know if, like we said previously, I don't know if there was a, held back from what they could have done with this film.
Right.
Because, I mean, $5 million in 1989 was a lot of money. And I feel like
to get your rating, though, and you got to cut something out of the film every single time. So
exactly.
Like they put Wes Craven against a wall.
Yeah.
Studio wise for this. Yeah, definitely.
A lot of hurdles. Almost zero gore. Even though we see, blood on the walls and things like that, they implied it well.
Oh, yeah.
What they could have done, I think, would have, and to its credit, I feel like they could have topped the gore factor, because you look at the very next year, Wes Craven comes out with Scream. It's got the hottest actors and actresses and so much fucking gore.
Oh yeah, even the very first kill in Scream had more gore than Shocker does in the entire film.
That literally gripped everyone. And that's why they fucking went to the theater.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. That's what Shocker's missing, is that the same thing that he was able to do with Freddy. The same thing he was able to do with Scream. Even Last House on the Left, as much as that movie makes you want to take a shower and disinfect yourself. It's an experience.
It's home.
It's hard.
It's more realism.
But it's very real, and that's what gets you. It's like it's very, very real, and it's disturbingly real for that one. This one is on that other spectrum. This goes into more crazy chaos than even Freddy usually did at his wildest.
So many different situations.
And nothing against Mitch Pileggi. He did great as the character.
Oh, he was amazing.
Boris, but he's not Robert Englund either.
Nope.
And it's like, if you're going on that, like you said, it's like he's supposed to be the character that Wes wanted to replace Freddy. That was a wish that did not happen, and I'm actually glad it didn't, because like I said, I think this film probably was one of the ones where he went, okay, all right, we need to not go that way. Let me step back a bit. Let me get back to the basics, to the basics, and I think that's what birthed Scream for him.
Exactly,
and let him go and get the attention as a director he deserved.
He pulled that slasher genre.
Yeah.
and made it about not one killer, but what do you do when you have two of them?
Yeah, and you don't even know that really. It's a total whodunit. And
Exactly.
whodunits, people love those. We've always loved those because it's a story. Oh, you get to make up your own conclusions while you're watching the film. Oh, I think
Yes.
it's this person. No,
Right.
no. It's got to be this person. And then you are in there.
It keeps
What
you
the
thinking. It keeps you
What's
guessing.
it keeps you invested in the film. And any
Yes.
films that do that are great. And he's great at that. Wes has always been great at that. And this one just it's
Was
more
a
of
completely different direction.
it's a different
Like he
direction.
was
Exactly.
trying too hard
In a way, but I
to
think
try to
he,
invent
like
a
I
new
said,
idea. Yeah.
studio involvement, I 100% believe really just tore him apart on this film. That's why it feels so choppy in parts. It's like
Sure.
Where's the
Yeah.
look at the walls, but
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to the scala-meter
oh yeah.
on the case of the shocker. It was funny because when I looked the title up on Google, yeah, you don't want to know what. That was pretty funny. But seriously though, so cinematography is fantastic. The look of the film is rich. It's with the times. It does have a great cast all the way around. Very solid. Great performances. Honestly, the storytelling is not that bad. But we just didn't get the strumph to back up this character to go, oh yeah, that Horace Pinker man, he's a fucking
He's great. Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't want to run into him in a dark alley. Yeah.
He didn't get that word of mouth like Freddie and Chucky and Jason and Michael and all them were getting. And it's like just didn't have that zing at the end he really needed.
So for the kill factor not being there, really, everything was way more implied than it was deliberate. There wasn't a lot of practical effects either.
Yeah, that hurts.
Which is something we love in our horror.
Yes.
Everything being more CGI based, and all the transferences between the television and electrical sockets, stuff like that. I gotta go 4.1.
See, yeah, I was gonna say for me, I gotta go 4 skulls. I can't go higher for exactly what you just said. I need more practical effects. I don't need to be guessing what happened when you give me no clues, but I'm supposed to expect that adds to the character's body count.
Right.
That's not going to work for me, buddy. You're not convincing me well enough.
And the little heart necklace was just not believable.
It wasn't as far to the point to where it's like, it felt like that, that it's that movie MacGuffin. It's that where you just don't know something. Just throw something in there.
Just
give them some kind of link thing that they're battling over.
Exactly. We need to give him kryptonite of some sort.
Yeah, and it didn't make no sense.
It was just not.
Yeah, it didn't set the way. Yeah, it didn't work. It's not like, oh, I'm going to use stained glass in a church and his chest is going to rip open and then the souls are going to start fighting their way out. It's like, it felt like he was beaten down so much by the studio or probably by what they cut.
Right.
And it's like,
oh, I'm sure they cut a fuck ton
out.
I'm
sure. No, I know they did. And it's like, I feel bad for him and I feel bad for the film on that.
Yeah.
Because I think it could have gone a lot farther. So yeah, 4 skulls for me. I'm going to have to. Unless I see a director's, the director's cut and an unedited version.
Sorry, Wes, you gave it a good try. But in this case, the horror show actually takes the last bite.
And it does. It's a little shocking.
Wrong show.
It's always the right show.
Yeah, right. So that's our synopsis, everybody out there in the Black Flame universe. And we're so glad that you guys tuned in tonight and chose us as your Thursday night entertainment. Thank you to everyone that did show up to Reaper's Underground review of Vic Effects as well. Even though Facebook, as you know, also fucked with the horror barbecue this evening as well.
You can't stop it.
But, take it from us. Don't take it from us. Check out the horror show. Go to Tubi and make your informed decision from there, because there's nothing in that film that's going to make you go, and I'm going to change it. It's a thrill ride seated in hell. It flows well. The storytelling is fantastic. But on the flip side, we want you to check out The Shocker also, because there are moments, like we said, Wes built a solid character, but getting him over the hump into iconic status just falls short.
And he only had one film to do that in.
That's right.
It's like Jason and Freddy built up over multiple films. Same thing as Michael. It's like he didn't really get that chance to get going, because it's like you said, it's like you can't just guarantee something's going to become iconic.
Well, yeah, this is when you found out
Yeah.
that just because somebody's known for this film or that film doesn't necessarily mean that the film you're about to watch is going to be just as good. That was a huge hurdle for people.
Yep. And that's the thing, is it's like you had to realize that it made them have to keep changing up their style and what they were doing, and see what stuck, see what movie got the audience's attention. Just put your passion, your love, and your art and your work into it, and hope for the best. Because most people tell you, I can't tell you it was a hit. I didn't know it was going to be a hit. I had no idea. I was just making a movie. I was just, you can't guarantee that. And even from a master like Wes Craven, like you said, same thing. The very next year, he did exactly that. He created a horror legend that is still done and used to this day.
Overused.
Yeah, very much with Ghostface. I mean, he's in just about every horror video game that is running around at the time.
Horror video game, fucking clothing,
Fortnite. You know what I mean? It's like all the different stuff. Exactly.
Stickers,
plushies.
Ghostface is literally on everything.
He's even in Scary Movie. You know what I mean?
You stole it right out from under me there. He's even good enough to be in the Scary Movie series, which actually spawned it based on the Ghostface character. So, I mean, it was a home run. And then it's like we see Wes Craven was like, okay, so Scream 2, Scream 3, all bona fide hits, all big box office fucking phenoms. So he was able to continue Freddy's legacy through that time. I think that
we got New Nightmare. You know what I mean? We started to get New Nightmare after he was going through the Scream.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like you said, exactly. It's like a character that was Shocker. He was trying to end. And then he realized himself, it's like, I can't get rid of Freddy.
Nope.
You can't get rid of Freddy Krueger.
He got caught up in one of those horrible things that a lot of directors did get caught up on. He tried to take Freddy to the TV screen.
Yeah.
So, Freddy's Nightmares without Freddy really being involved in it.
Yeah.
And more of a Crypt Keeper idea.
Yeah.
Kind of killed his character.
It didn't work. I agree with you. Same thing as doing the Friday the 13th series and had nothing to do with Jason Voorhees.
But that was still good though.
No, it was. That series at least was a good series that stood alone. It just should have had a different name.
Yeah.
Because it had nothing to do with with it at all. But it was a great series. I agree with you 100%. It was a great series.
They were smart though.
Freddy, Freddy was. I mean, it didn't work that way. You needed to have Freddy doing what Freddy did.
That's
best.
right. And he
Period.
wasn't even involved in
He wasn't being utilized properly to try to make that as big as Wes wanted it to be, because he had the audience. It's like he's one of the biggest icons out of the 80s slashers. He's right there with Jason and Michael. They're holding hands, skipping down the street. We've seen the band the Merkins do them a bunch of times, and it's like exactly that. That's how I think about them. It's like they're all hanging out in one place, picking on each other. It's like, I got more kills than you. No, you don't. It's like you're just talking crap to each other.
Well,
and it's like,
it's also kind of funny as you look at it now, in today's 2025, 2024 as well, where you have the Chucky series. Now we're about to have the Crystal Lake series.
Yep.
And how long is it going to be before we get a Michael Myers series?
Well, we've already had a Scream series.
Mm-hmm.
We've already had that. We've already had Scream Queens. That's like that. That's like the horror genre is hotter, than it's been in the 80s. Honestly.
Well, that's because
levels.
they finally conquered television.
Well, they're starting to figure it out finally. Well, that's
it's
the
hard
thing.
to do that in the 80s because how do you take a character that's known for unrelenting gore and then try to throw him in his own show?
Well, that's the problem. Exactly. When you go to TV, you literally make it to where you have to have one that doesn't produce gore, because they'll edit you. But it's like, what's crazy about that is look at The Walking Dead.
Oh my goodness!
Look how much gunfire, brutality,
the entire world.
But it's different, okay? Because they're doing it different. Zombies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, tell that to Glenn. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. But it's like, think of any horror movie that had that scene in it, especially back then. They're gonna go after you and stop your film, try to get your movie out.
Exactly.
And that doesn't happen like to that degree that it used to.
Which is why I think George A. Romero was fucking smart.
Maybe he was brilliant.
And stayed underground all through the 80s.
Yep.
Until they finally did a newer reimagining of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, but you do it through that guy's. From him, he was at the helm of it. It's like you got to have him like Land of the Dead. You know what I mean? It's like you had all these ones,
but he couldn't cross over into the mainstream. So imagine if he would have brought that universe when The Walking Dead did.
Well, no, exactly, because he would. The Walking Dead wouldn't have happened. Well, and if it would have happened, it would have happened solely because of George Romero.
Yep.
Period. And it's like he's.
I mean, you had Greg Nicotero, so.
Well, that too. No, exactly. That is a link. It's like Clue. That is the link between them. Because that's exactly, you got that, and you even got the Savini. You got Savini as a link too.
Yep.
Which I can say, but you do. Even into his, Night of the Living Dead that he made in the 90s with Tony Todd and everybody.
And everybody loved it.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's amazing. I got to give it to him. It's amazing, but it's the same kind of thing. And Horror Show was able to do that better. They were able to take their concept that was crazy, but still a cool concept, and bring in really good actors and go for it.
And
Shocker tried to do that too. They just didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't deliver the same way that Horror Show did.
Precisely. And I think it's, honestly, because we can make the link that with the Horror Show, they weren't looking to make an icon. They were just trying to give a off the fucking wall type of film that was going to take you into the realm of madness, that kind of had a sprinkle of occult, but was so much more real. and really kind of gave that psychological horror kind of feel. I would say from the 70s, really.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. Definitely, because the mind games are
They're huge.
Yeah, and it's a guide, which I actually quite liked on that end too, is it's a big giant man wielding a big giant cleaver.
I
And he
mean,
messes with your head relentlessly before he even gets to the point of trying to use it on you. And I like that. He's playing with you.
He knew how to get at you without even
he knew exactly how to get at you. You know, and it's like, and you gotta like that with any of your killers.
Big time.
You know, and he didn't feel he was the bad guy, I'm sure.
Nope.
You know, sweet, lovable kitten. They were just misunderstood.
Absolutely. So that is our synopsis of these two electrifying fucking films that was brought to you back in 1989 and still being watched to this day. We challenge you. Like I said, the horror show right now on Tubi, I almost fell out of my chair when I saw it pop up. I was like, people still dig this movie. And I was actually rhapsodizing the other day because Brian James again was in Sylvester Stallone and
Tango and Cash.
Yeah, Kurt Russell. There we go.
Kurt Russell, yeah.
Yeah, alongside those two big staple fucking action stars.
Yeah, Red Heat. It's like he's always handled his business. He's always stood his ground. You know, he always delivered in any role that he was in. So it's like, and you need that. You need that for somebody that's that's partially carrying the film. You got to have it to where, you've got to have that big bad for your lead, like Lance Henriksen out of any, come on. You got to give him something worthy to battle. And he
especially as being as true grit as
exactly.
he is as the cop.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the thing. And you like that. It's like two forces that are only one of them is walking out. And you get that. You really get that feeling with horror show. Definitely worth a watch.
So definitely make sure you guys put these two films on your list of spooky season. And as you saw in the very beginning, only 8 more days. So you better get to watching. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. As always, making this show so fucking special, which is so near and dear to our cold, undead hearts. But don't forget, coming up this weekend, we still have more programming. We got the Tracks of the Damned tomorrow night, as well as the goddamn program, which is TBA, because I am filming this weekend in Chicago for The Clown Dies at Midnight Part 2. So when we wrap is when I'm going to know what time that we'll be able to do it, but I don't want to not do it. So definitely stay tuned to Reapers Underground, Black Flame Entertainment for that. And as you are in full spooky mode and you are watching these horror films, just remember Max Jinky just might be around the corner with his little cleaver. And if you want something totally shocking, check out Horace Pinker. And always stay heavy.
Thank you for joining us on Reapers Underground. Stay tuned for more from Black Flame.